What have you watched so far, and what's your insights to date? Now, what time is it? 10 o'clock. How many episodes have you got through?
Well, I've got through 10, not 10, 2, Beb. Welcome to GB News' Royal Reaction Room. Of course, a lot of it so far has been about Prince Harry's relationship with the media, actually, rather than his own family. You remember from the trailer, he talked about it being a dirty game. He accused about leaking. He talked about planting of stories. But 3 crucial points which I've picked out here, the first of which is Prince Harry's belief about his personal relationships, as in his romantic relationships, and how the press essentially tried to ruin that, or what Prince Harry is alluding to there. So let's take a look about what he said for that.
Paparazzi used to harass us to the point of where we had to be forced into smiling and answering questions to the travelling press pack.
Could you look at this camera, please? Just look at this one. I've got a limit. Brilliant.
And that made me feel really uncomfortable from the get-go.
Can you look this way? Hello.
You're right, easy. Bitches, you're right.
Hello. Can we do something different?
And then the deal was we put our skis on, and then they'd then leave us alone. Well, yeah, some of them would. But then the other ones would just then follow us around, either taking photographs or waiting for an accident to happen and then put out their cameras. So it was never fair, it never worked.
Well, Prince Harry there talking about being on a ski holiday and struggling with the royal press pack, and a couple of the photographers were not sticking to the rules. But I'm joined by royal historian Rafe Hadel-Manku, who's been watching it alongside me here in this cinema in central London. Rafe, Prince Harry's relationship with the media over the years perhaps has changed, but it seems to have stemmed from his early childhood memories, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean, undoubtedly. Firstly, of course, when they were trying to have tender moments with which his mother really wanted to ensure that they had as normal an upbringing as possible. The media intrusion then, of course, was very disturbing to somebody who was a very shy person, but particularly, of course, in the aftermath of the death of his mother. But the paparazzi of today are nothing like they were back in his mother's time. And quite frankly, there's no such thing as a free lunch. As a member of the royal family, it comes with extreme privilege and some annoyances. And one of those, of course, is the fact that you have to deal with media intrusion. It's something that his brother understands. His parents had to go through it, his uncles have gone through it, and it's quite interesting actually that if you watch this documentary, you never get the impression that there was any positive news about Prince Harry or about Meghan. It's almost as if every news story was negative. They remind me of actors who get 1,000 positive reviews but only remember the one negative review.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? He talks about kind of perhaps one of the burdens of being in the royal family, particularly following his mother's death in 1997, and the fact he had to have 2 hats on. He had his personal life and his royal life. So let's take a look at what Prince Harry said about his mother's death.
When my mum died, we had 2 hats to wear. One was 2 grieving sons wanting to cry, grieve, and process that grief because of losing our mum. And 2 was the royal hat, show no emotion, get out there, meet the people, shake the hands.
Rafe, it was a struggle for both Prince William and Prince Harry at that time. How do you think, from watching Prince Harry on the screen here, what's his reaction been like to that and the memory of his mother?
Well, of course, look, the whole world really had Harry and William in their hearts in 1997, and Harry has enjoyed 2 decades of positivity and warmth and goodwill from the nation and the public in order to ensure that he does have a healthy life. But we're talking about 25 years ago. We've all had tragedies in our lives, and we've all managed to move on. What this documentary really shows me are 2 people who've got a lot of free time on their hand, and the more free time you have, the more you tend to fret and ponder and fester your attentions on things like these tragedies which need to be put to bed.